Moving up a level of complexity from the bend, twist, and stretch modifiers, let's take a look at taper and squeeze. First, I'll assign the taper modifier to the box and increase the taper amount. Notice that there are two sets of radio buttons down here. One's for the primary axis and one's for the effect. So right now we are tapering in the z-axis, which is the axis that's coming out of the grid, and the effect is occurring in the xy plane. You can limit the effect to one of the two axes just by choosing the appropriate button, or choose both axes to have it occur symmetrically. Now symmetry has no effect here. We'll learn about that in a moment. The curve parameter introduces curvature to the taper, so it can appear more like a stretch modifier. Now what can be confusing is if you change the primary axis, and I'll talk you through it. Let's change that to y and increase the taper amount. So see what's happening here is the top of the box is tilting over, and this part of the box is getting smaller, and the other side is getting larger. You can limit the effect to one axis by doing the same thing here. I'll limit it to z. And if you check symmetry now, it will do something. It has the effect of splitting the taper across the top. So you can create a gable roof, for example, or a valley. But a lot of people are confused about this because they expect that the taper will happen symmetrically across the box, and it seems to only happen on the top of the box. Now why is that? It has to do with the location of the gizmo, or center of the taper modifier. If I move the center point up to the middle of the box, which in this case is exactly 6 feet high, as the box is 12 feet high, the taper will be symmetrical now. It occurs equally on the top and the bottom. So the center point is key when you're using the taper modifier. And curve has the effect of introducing a little curvature in there so you can get the form that you're looking for. Now I'll get rid of taper. In order to do that, I went to the object level, and then I'll click on the trash can symbol to remove it from the stack. Now we'll play with squeeze. Squeeze is an unusual modifier that I don't use too often, but understanding it is more just a matter of playing with it and seeing what is possible. There's this axial bulge with a curve that you can apply to it, and radial squeeze with a curve. It can be limited into a narrower range, and the effect balance can be biased to one direction or the other.